Welcome to Card of Destiny. I'm Pandora. If this video found you, it means it's meant for you to hear. This is a message for you. Today, we'll explore your relationship, how you and your partner see and feel about each other, the current dynamics, and what the future may hold. If you enjoy my readings, please subscribe and share. Your support means the world to me. Let's begin your reading. You, the person who is watching, Nine of Swords reversed. Let's start by acknowledging that you, the person who is watching, are carrying a very heavy mental burden. The reversed Nine of Swords is not just a card of stress. It speaks of the quiet battles, the internalized anxiety, the weight of thoughts that often spiral in isolation. You might feel overwhelmed by things unsaid, unfinished, or unresolved, and it's likely you've been carrying these thoughts alone. This reversal suggests that you're at a crossroads between drowning in this emotional overwhelm or beginning to process it and find your way out. There's a vulnerability here, perhaps even shame about how much this relationship or situation has affected you. But it's also an honest reflection of just how deeply you care. You're someone who thinks deeply. You may not always voice what's going on inside, especially if you've been conditioned to handle it alone. This card reversed can mean you're just starting to reach out for help, or realizing that your sleepless nights, overthinking, or worry have reached a point where something must shift. There's also a sense of guilt here, or regret, but perhaps not from something you did. Rather, it's about what you didn't say, what you wished you'd known sooner, or maybe how long you waited, hoping things would align. You might be asking yourself, should I have done more, or was this my fault? But the reversed Nine of Swords is also a hopeful sign. It means you're not staying in that dark place. You're confronting what haunts you. You're facing the truth you might have been avoiding, and you're realizing that your healing is within reach. This card paints you as a deep soul with a sharp intellect, perhaps an overactive one, but also as someone who is waking up to what your heart truly needs. You're beginning to seek peace instead of perfection. You're learning that boundaries don't mean you're closing doors. They mean you're protecting your own light. Your partner, the Hanged Man, reversed. Now your partner, someone enigmatic and possibly frustrating, is showing up as the Hanged Man reversed. Upright, this card is about surrender, perspective, and letting go. But in reverse, it shows resistance to that process. Your partner may be emotionally stagnant right now. There's a refusal to grow, evolve, or let go of outdated patterns. This is someone who may be stuck in their own ego, trapped by their own narrative, unable or unwilling to see things from your side. Perhaps they have an excuse for everything. Perhaps they pull away when things get too real or close. Maybe they're wrapped up in a cycle of almosts, almost available, almost accountable, almost ready. There's a lot of spiritual potential within them, but it's not being realized. This is someone who could have been your mirror but is currently stuck as your shadow. There's also a sense of emotional detachment, not because they don't care, but because they're afraid of the surrender that love requires. They may hold back, ghost, retreat, or stay passive when what's needed is action. They could be someone who always claims they're figuring things out but never seem to make a move. The Hanged Man reversed can sometimes point to victimhood, where the person clings to their suffering as an identity. Your partner may be comfortable in their discomfort, resisting growth, yet simultaneously lamenting that nothing changes. For you, this is deeply painful, because you may see their potential, their light, their beauty, but they're stuck upside down, and unless they choose to release, reflect, and rise, it's hard to reach them. Current situation, Prince of Cups reversed. The reversed Prince of Cups tells the story of a connection that is emotionally complex, possibly romantic and passionate, but fundamentally inconsistent. This card reversed speaks of emotional manipulation, withdrawal, and illusions in love. Right now, there may be a lot of mixed signals in this relationship. On some days, the affection feels real, magnetic, almost poetic, but then suddenly it fades, turns cold, or becomes distant. There's a deep longing between you, but the connection is fogged by ambiguity. One or both of you may not be entirely honest about what you feel, or perhaps there's fear in expressing those emotions fully. The Prince of Cups reverse doesn't want to feel vulnerable, so he either masks his sensitivity with charm or retreats altogether. This card can also suggest escapism, whether it's emotional avoidance, distractions, or even substance use. There's an element of fantasy here. One or both of you may be idealizing the connection instead of grounding it in reality. If you've been trying to have deeper conversations with your partner only to be met with vagueness, charming deflections, or even silence, this card confirms that you're not imagining it. There's a wall around the heart, and though the love might be present, it's not being spoken clearly or acted on with maturity. Still, there's deep romantic energy lingering here. But romance without responsibility can't sustain itself. The Prince of Cups reversed can break your heart without meaning to, because he simply doesn't know how to handle the depth he craves. Possible outcome: Princess of Swords reversed. The Princess of Swords reversed suggests that if things continue on this current path, the near future may bring confrontation, but not necessarily clarity. This card often represents communication breakdown, passive aggressiveness, gossip, or even spying. You may be watching each other's moves, waiting for signs, hoping to interpret the other's energy without having a direct conversation. There's also a risk of assumptions running wild. One or both of you might project your fears onto the other person. Words might be used defensively or not spoken at all. The reversed Princess of Swords doesn't trust easily. She asks many questions but rarely voices them. She's trying to understand, but from the safety of the shadows. This card can signify watching from a distance rather than approaching with vulnerability. If you continue to internalize everything, to ruminate rather than reach out, this connection might become mentally exhausting. You'll know everything except how the other person truly feels. It also shows a risk of becoming emotionally reactive. You might feel you need to test them, provoke a response, or dig for truth indirectly. But this card warns, clarity won't come from control, it only comes from authentic communication. Alternatively, your partner may start to mirror this behavior, saying just enough to keep you close, but never enough to give you peace. Conclusion: this relationship reading is filled with emotional undercurrents and psychological complexity. You are in a phase where emotional clarity is both desperately needed and incredibly elusive. You, the person who is watching, are emerging from a deep internal battle. You've been holding on to anxiety and regret, and you're beginning to confront the cost of your silence, the pain of unanswered questions, and the ache of emotional ambiguity. You're not just longing for love, you're longing for truth. Your partner, shown through the Hanged Man reversed, is someone who resists evolution. They may be caught in cycles they're unwilling to change. They are avoiding the internal surrender required to meet you in a place of mutual growth. As much as you may love them, their stalling and evasion are becoming more obvious. The current situation, illustrated by the reversed Prince of Cups, reflects an emotionally inconsistent bond. The affection, desire, and romance are present, but they are not being anchored in commitment, clarity, or emotional honesty. There is love here, but it is shrouded in illusion and avoidance. And as the Princess of Swords reversed points out, if this pattern continues, you may find yourself caught in endless analysis, emotional guesswork, or even power games. Without open, honest, vulnerable communication, the connection may turn from tender to toxic. But here's the deeper message. This reading is a mirror for both of you. While your partner may be stuck, you are not. Your awareness, your emotional depth, and your desire for clarity are your greatest strengths. The cards are urging you to ask, are you holding on to potential or presence? Are you loving someone's soul or the fantasy of who they could be? You deserve a relationship that's not just emotionally magnetic, but emotionally mature. One where your truth is heard, your heart is met with consistency, and your energy is reciprocated with intention. Whether this connection transforms or you outgrow it, this reading shows that you are stepping into your power. And with that power comes choice. You are not trapped, you are awakening. And that awakening, however painful, is the beginning of your emotional freedom. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this message brought you the clarity you needed. If you enjoyed it, please support my channel. Good luck on your journey.